Annyeong. Hi, ladies and gents. You're watching MKJ TV. Welcome to another episode. And actually, this is not going to be a viewer question. This is just me rap-a-tapping with you guys for a while. I don't know why I said rap-a-tapping. I don't know. I felt like saying that. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about fear. As you guys know, I'm in a huge transition right now from working at a school to like full-time working for myself, have my own office, and basically I am my own company. I'll be doing my own business here like full time. And before I was kind of doing it part-time, but now I'm doing it full-time because the requirement, I can't like manage school and the things that I want to do, the things I am doing here. I just can't do both. So crazy thing is that I've never been fearful of anything ever in life. Like if I had to do something, let's do it. Let's make it happen. I was like on it. I'm ready. It's team. Let's go. And if it failed, then whatever. Go hard or go home. And if it fails, go home. Figure out what you can do. Roll out. Go hard or go home. Like that's how I lived my life. And a lot of the things that caused me to move in faith, because I had that personality already, I was like, all right. Oh, and God got me? Nothing. It's about to happen. It's a wrap. So the success that I had in the States was from that like go-getter, I guess you could say, mentality. So coming over here, leaving the US and in my comfort zone and people I love and whatever, to live life here, like that was difficult, but it wasn't a scary thing for me. I was just like, okay, on to the next chapter. Let's see what unfolds. And for me, living life to the fullest and without question and without fear, that is my adrenaline. Some people need to jump out of helicopters or whatever and go skydiving and blah, blah. For me, my adrenaline comes from like, okay, let's do it. This has never been done before. Let's do it. Like making my mark and being the first. And I do have a lot of firsts under my belt. Like that's my adrenaline rush, right? So coming over here was like, okay, whatever. But having the security of a house and a salary, that makes living on the edge a little bit different because those things are like solid, right? Well, now that I'm not gonna have that, it is scary. Like this is the first time I've ever been scared of doing anything ever. Like I almost didn't know that it was fear. I didn't know what that feeling was. And I was like, what is this? And I get to my meeting to finalize everything, right? I have to have a meeting and blah, 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 blah with the board, whatever. So I'm at this meeting and this is like the final nail in the coffin and it's official. And I freaked out. I had like a meltdown. And I'm not telling you guys this for you to be like, oh, Ave. But I'm just being transparent. I'm being for real. And I feel like me owning up to where I am right now and just kind of putting it out there is good for me. So this is kind of sort of not about you this time. This is good for me. Man, I had to call my mother. Like I literally had like a meltdown. I was like, Mom, I don't know what's going on. I'm at the building. My meeting starts now. I need to be upstairs now, and I can't bring myself to go upstairs. Like I'm freaking out. And my mom was like, I love that my mother is cool. First of all, I call my mom because my mother is like the coolest lima bean ever. Like seriously, cool as a fan. Like my mother, nothing ruffles her feathers. Nothing gets her excited. Like I'm saying, like out of character. Nothing gets her like never. My mother is just even keel. And so when I need advice, I call her because I know she's not going to let her emotions get in it. She's going to shoot me straight. She's going to tell me exactly what I need to do, exactly what I need to hear, whatever, right? So I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how I feel. Like, I just feel like I can't walk up these stairs right now. I can't walk into this next phase. Like this is official. I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready. What if I fail? What happens? Like failing at home is different because you have a network of support, you have a network of people, and you can just pull it back in, regroup, and run back out. But failure overseas, that's a whole other level of failure. And that's like a long way down. So I was really flipping out, and my mom was like, Ave, like I talk about you all the time because you are the most fearless person I know. Like you've always been fearless, like your entire life. When you were a kid and I was taking you to daycare, as soon as we got close, like in the vicinity, you'd say, okay, bye mom. Like I'd be in the back like, bye mom, like ready for whatever adventure the day had for me. And she said I cried bloody murder when she came to pick me up because adventures are over. It's time to go home now. It's time to go to this familiar. So she's like, you've always been just that type of like that's you. And this is the next level. And she said something that was really great. She was like, you've taken 20 huge steps of faith, like leaving the country, doing your missions work outside of Korea, like every time you get on a plane, it's like, oh, let's just see what God wants to do. Like, she was like, you've taken like 20 steps of faith. Like, what is step 21? So what? You've taken 20 now. Don't give up. You're right here, like at the door of your destiny. Like, do it. And I was like, wow, I never really thought about it like that. And she was like, and side note, my mother is really spiritually in tune. So if it's something that's I don't need to do, my mom's like, you should pray about that. Wait for confirmation and then go from there. Like, that's my mom's way of saying, you ain't here, God, I need you to run that back. That's her way of saying that. And if you're on point, then she's like, ooh, I have such a peace. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. Like, that's my mom saying, yeah, this is your green light. Go for it. So my mom, like, she prayed for me and she was like, oh, this is gonna be bigger than you thought. Like, just ride it out, baby girl. It's gonna be okay. And it sounds like not a lot of words, but it's what I needed to hear. I needed to know that I was moving. Like, I'll be in the trenches if I know God is with me. So, like, I needed to know that I was moving in the right direction. I wasn't, like, hyping myself up. Everything wasn't just coincidentally falling together. Like, no, this is God. This is a God thing. And, in just a few months, I'm going to be homeless. Literally everything is like bare minimum, ground up, all or nothing. This is it. Like, this is it. And it's scary. It is really, really scary. But it's not scary to the fact that I need to give up. It's scary to the fact that, man, my natural ability has reached its limit. My natural, I can do this, I can do that. This is all God at this point. And, yeah, like, I'm just like, wow, like, how are you going to put this together? Like, I literally have nothing planned, so to speak, as far as my basic needs. Everything is, like, all business. And that's I can't describe that feeling to you guys, just to know that, I mean, I suppose I could sleep in my office, but ultimately that's not what we want to happen. So I'm scared, but I'm not fearful anymore. I was literally fearful. Like, even when my job was like, oh, are you going to renew? And I was like, no. Like, but I couldn't say no. Like, at that time I was like, can I let you know? And by the end of the week, like, I couldn't answer, because if I said it out loud, then it was official. Like, I was literally freaking out. Like, and it was like leading up to it, and then like going into the meeting, I just had my meltdown. And so I'm thankful for my mother, and I'm thankful for recharging my faith. I'm thankful for what God is going to do. Like, this next move is going to be it has to be all God, because it's none of me. I have no irons in this fire. This is all him. And I'm just like, you're gonna do something really gangster, and I'm excited to be around. Like, it's scary, but it's like a good scary, like a good scary movie. I'm not into scary movies, but if I was, this would be like a good scary movie. Like, ooh, girl, don't walk through that door, or maybe you should. Let's see who the monster is, right? Like, I feel like that. And so just want to, I guess, say thanks for the journey, guys. And I'm definitely gonna, keep you guys with me and keep you guys updated. But I guess I also wanted to encourage somebody. If you feel like, I don't know how this is going to happen, I don't know how this is going to come together, you know what? I don't either. But what I do know is God is real, and he's not going to leave you hanging. Like, that's really what I wanted to say. God is not going to leave you hanging. If you have put yourself in a place where you put it all on him, he's going to show up to the party, and he's going to show out at the party. You know what I mean? Like, just be encouraged. Don't get so close, and because you can't see it, because you can't figure out exactly how it's going to work, don't assume that that's not for you. Don't pull back into your comfort zone. Like, greater faith or greater vision requires greater faith. Like, the things that I want from God, the things that I've envisioned myself doing, the things that I've said that I'm going to do, I need faith at like a gangster level, because it's gangster things that I want to do, right? So I am ecstatic now. I'm still like, it's scary, but I'm not fearful. I'm not afraid. And I hope and I pray that if any of you are in a state where you're like, I don't know how this is going to happen, I don't know where I'm going to live, I don't know where I'm going to work, I don't know, like, the I don't know is God's playground. Like, that's all him. You don't need to know. Matter of fact, the less you know, the better. Because when we know stuff, we want to try and work it out. We want to try and figure it out. We want to try and put our hands in, and then it gets messy, and then it's kind of sort of almost what God wanted, but not really. Like, we're kind of settling for like plan B because his plan A, we were in the way. Like, it's good that you don't know. Like, I am learning to find peace, and I'm learning to find rest in the unknown, and there is a peace about it. And it's, again, it is scary. I'm being for real, it's scary, but I still have a peace, and I have a confidence, and I am convinced that he's gonna put this all together. He's gonna put it all together. And I have asked for a month off. So from November, the end of November to the second week in January, I want to be like in the States, because it's been 4 years. It's time to go home. It's time to love and hug on my mama and my grandma. She getting old. She's like 90 something. She's old. And so I need to go see her and hang out. I talked to her on the phone, but I want to like see her and hug her and kiss on her. And I do need a whole month, because there's no way I could go home to Carolina and not go to Virginia and not go to Philadelphia. Like, those places have to be on the list. So I do need a whole month. So my fingers are crossed, and I'm praying like, Lord, whatever doors you're opening, that's really a desire of my heart, like, to go home for a month. So let's see what he puts together. And we're on this journey together, right? So you guys keep me in prayer. I'm always praying for you guys. I'm definitely encouraging you guys to don't give up. Don't get scared. You're right here at the end. You're at the like last, it's like runner second win. You're right at the finish line. Don't give up. Don't look back. Don't let up. Like, full speed ahead. Like, full speed ahead. It's okay if you're gonna do it. If you have to do it scared, do it. If you have to do it petrified, do it. Just do it. When you do it, I'm telling you, God's gonna meet you right there. And if you're not a believer, this still applies to you. Like, this still applies to you. Give it your all. Don't give up. If you're at the door of your dreams, if you're at the door of your destiny, don't give up. Even if you fail, here's the thing. If you fail, life will keep going, and you can try again. Like, but not failing or not trying or giving up will torment you the rest of your life, because you're going to be like, what if I would have just stuck with it? What if it did work out? What if? It's going to be in the back of your mind. Like, don't let that be your destiny. Like, as I read somewhere, grab destiny by the balls and hang on till hang on till it's no more, like, or something like that. Anyway, but I wouldn't obviously say that on my own. Grab destiny by the balls. It was just funny when I read it. Anyway, so you guys get my drift though, right? Like, stick to it. Even though it's scary, even though it's unknown, even though it's just, you know, it's the gray. He's the God of the gray though. So even though you don't know what's happening, just hang on. Don't give up. God has a plan. Even if you don't, God has a plan, and he's not going to leave you hanging. Like, that's not his flow. That's not his character. That's not his heart for you. So I'm going to see you guys on the other side. I'm going to see you guys in my future, and I can't wait. This vlog, I guess, is more so for me, so that when after God opens the door and after he does his thing, because he's gangster and thug thizzle, I can come back and say, oh my God, I was super scared, and I was super fearful, but he showed up anyway on my behalf. And so, like, this is also for me. This video is for me to kind of just keep track of God's awesomeness in my life. So yeah, man, thanks you guys for listening, and I hope I encourage someone to, like, just hang on, man. Don't give up. Like, you're so close. Just hang on. And I promise you, God's going to be God. Like, and he's going to show up. And it's going to be grand. And it's going to be awesome. So, fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is false evidence appearing real. 3 times. Fear is false evidence appearing real, and God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so walk in his love for you. Let that give you the sound mind that you have the power to reach your destiny. You have the power to reach your dreams. You have the power to be and do anything you want to be right here in the earth. You get to do that because you're a king's kid. That's all you. So I hope that you guys are having a great day. I hope that all things are well and awesome and dandy and fine for you. And I'm getting ready to wind down. You guys know when I come home I have to like wind down. So I'm gonna watch some BBC. I'm like really digging a British TV series. They're like really good. So of course Luther, you guys know I was on Luther before. So Luther, and I didn't know Misfits and Being Human was still going. I thought that I saw all the episodes last year, but apparently they both have 2 new seasons. So I'm gonna catch up for that while I'm waiting for Scandal. Why is Scandal not here? It's taking so long, Shonda. Come on, man. So I'm waiting to figure out what's good with her pops. That was crazy, right? Dad? I was yelling at the screen like, Dad, that's your dad. And like I was yelling at the TV screen. So to keep me motivated till Scandal comes back, I'm checking out my Across the Pond, catching up on some TV from across the pond. That's what we say for Englanders. I don't know why we say that, but across the pond. Anyway, so I'm rambling because I'm tired and I need to wind down. So I hope you guys got something from this video, and I look forward to your questions and your next post and the next video and all that awesomeness right here on MKJ TV. Annyeong.